Hello. Today, I want to share about a story. Long story short, the topic that I'm going to share now today, story time, is about English, speaking English. How do I learn to speak English? Learning English in general. The first time that I recall I can speak English was when I was 5 to 6 years old. I have a neighbor, friends, named, I don't know his full name actually. He's a Chinese. His name is Xiang Xiang. I remember I call him Xiang Xiang. Xiang Xiang, that's what we call him back then. Because I keep on changing, moving from home to home, changing house. So I don't actually have definite childhood friends. So the first that I can recall was Xiang Xiang. When I was about 5 to 6 years old, we speak in English most of the time when I go out and play. Heck, I even touch dog. I play with puppy. I touch the puppy basically, not carrying the baby, the puppy around. And they even like my neighbor even feed me. But yeah, it was like you are innocent children, not knowing much, and then I know that I cannot. We as a Muslim cannot touch dogs. But yeah, when looking around, mom's not around, so I did that. So yeah, and I got scolded because the sliding door actually, despite it is like you cannot see inside, you thought no one's seeing you. She's noticing what happened from the inside. So I got scolded after that. So basically, when I was young, I'm someone who like very known to this. What do you call that? Lupa, lama tak buat dah. Samak, that's the word, samak. So I'm so used to samak outside of the home. Yeah, but my mom never scold the neighbor, only that she scolded me. So that is how I start to speak. I don't know how it started, but literally every single day, every single evening, we go out to play. I only play inside the house because my mom is overly protective. So back then, I cannot play outside. I cannot go outside of the gate. So I just stay in the porch and play around with my neighbor next door. Like we are talking like that. So I cannot recall what we play around, but yeah, we are playing basically. So when we go in, the most important thing I remember as a child was, bye, see you later. Like that. So that is what I can remember and recall. That was young. But then I started kindergarten I remember the kindergarten name something like Pusat Pelajar Islam. So when I started in kindergarten, I don't have friends who talk English. Everyone is Malay, Muslim. So speaking in Malay, bahasa. And then also at that time, we won't talk about topic of friendship or friends at the moment. So yeah, I go through the phase, getting to know people around like that. I never speak in English. And then we go to by standard 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then 6. Until all the standard age, despite changing school, I never really speak English with friends. I learned how to read. I kind of slow person. Like I love to read. I take some time when I was standard 1 to read, to spell. So spelling Malay words like contoh baju, kasut, it really takes some time. Kind of slow. I am one of those who sit down at the floor in front of the blackboard to learn. Apparently, I didn't go into peralihan class, but that is where I am. So when I when I was in standard 2, at that time, I start to pick up. My English is still okay actually. In terms of speaking, I don't have any issue. Maybe grammar much as a problem, pronunciation a little bit, not much. Because I can speak English despite all. I think I am nurtured by watching horror movies, which is mainly English because my mother loved to watch horror movies. So basically, I'm so used to English word very much. Even watching TV3, back then, I think until now, when you watch the dramas, they will have the subtitle in English. And when you watch English movies or drama, they have subtitle in Malay. So that is how I learn, more or less, if you ask me. I'm not fully trained. but that is how I started. I really love English, but I'm not that good in grammar and passing the paper. Passing is passing, but to be excellent, like passing mark 90 and above, good grades, extra good grade, excellent grade, no lah, just a little bit. So that is how it started. And then when I moved to my village, my maternal's village in Beruas, Perak, it seems like I startled people, because you know, the people in town and people in village is kind of different atmosphere, different background. So I think most of them are not used to the words. So I speak English because that time it was like English classes. So I was asked to go in front and introduce myself by someone who being a stage fright. I walk in front, follow it obediently, and stand in front of the class and look down and introducing myself. So I didn't know what happened. Suddenly, after I sit back in my place back there at behind of the class, one of the friend comes, started to get to know me. She is so cheerful that she told me that she had no one who speak English well like me. Yeah, right. Because you are in a village, right? Not everyone can speak, it seems, because people used to say speak in Malay most of the time. So they kind of like gag around and was like, it looks like they are so surprised that I can speak English quite well, though not much. So when you go into a village, you become like someone who is so cool, can speak English. I do speak English, but I mean like at the time for the classes only. And then it happened. We will continue to part 2 or another part later.